What is going on, everybody? So I'm just going to be making this basically video tutorial on pretty much everything you need to know with making FiveM run better, optimizing Windows for gaming if you haven't already, and then going into graphics mods, sound packs, and just everything to try and enhance your FiveM experience. So we're starting off here at the moment in the city itself. Now the first thing I want to go over is video memory and graphics options. So what I would suggest on doing is obviously having it on 1920 by 1080, because anything lower than that doesn't look very good. FXAA can be pretty expensive, also blurs your image. Turn that off. MSAA off. And then VSync is entirely up to you. It depends what your monitor is capable of. Turning these all one tick down to the left. Extended texture body. Now this depends variant on your graphics card of how much memory it has available to use. So I've got a 12 gig card, so I've just pretty much maxed that out. Now everything here can be set to normal. Reflection quality I personally have on high because it makes the detail of glass and your vehicle look a lot better, but you can also set that to normal. Pretty much then just either off or normal. Shadows to the softest, post effects normal. Anisotropic filtering, now you can have this on all the way up, but it will make things run a little bit worse. Ambient optical illusion off, tessellation off. And then under advanced graphics, pretty much all the same thing. You want the majority of everything off, especially the extended distance scaling. So now we've covered them graphics options, we are going to quit out and we can now get on to Windows optimization. If you're just here though for the graphics mods, you can just skip ahead in the video, but I would very much suggest on you guys optimizing Windows for gaming in particular and doing all the little tips and tricks just to try and make things run as best as they can. So the first thing is pretty simple. So with FiveM, if you have an SSD drive, now that's an SSD, that's a hard drive, that's an SSD. Now if you have an SSD, what you need to do is make a folder, call it FiveM, and then take the FiveM installer itself and install FiveM in its own folder, in its own directory, rather than just having it somewhere on your Windows installation drive. It just makes things a lot easier and faster loading times, and just overall everything will just load a lot better. It doesn't particularly improve FPS, but it's just a lot easier, for accessibility. So that's the first thing I would suggest on doing anyway, personally myself, if you don't already have it. It's pretty simple to do anyway. So the next thing then, after you've done that, is to make your way to the Windows settings. Go to System, come down to Graphic Settings, and then inside here you'll have all your high performance options. So what I suggest on doing is clicking on Browse, locating your FiveM, so this is mine here now. Click Add, and then Options, and click on High Performance on whatever you're using, and then click Save. That's the first thing I would do. Now there are a lot of other things as well I'm going to cover. So the next thing being power options in PowerPlan. This is pretty much one thing you should already have done, but if you don't, essentially what will happen is when you come into here, you'll have balanced recommended. Just set everything to high performance, favorite performance, but maybe use my energy. That is pretty much as simple as it gets. The next thing I want to do is system configuration. This is pretty much variant on how much stuff you have installed, but you come to services, you hide all Microsoft, and then everything inside here, if it says it's running, so cam service for some reason is running, Bonja service is running, let's have a look, Google, you want to disable pretty much anything inside here that is running constantly within the background that doesn't need to be. Now there are things that do need to be run in the background, so just be obviously vary of what you stop with inside here. When you click apply and then you click OK, it will ask you to restart your computer, so we're just going to click exit or restart for now. Now this is mainly for NVIDIA graphics cards users, so if you do have or use an AMD card, then this part can't be for you. So clicking on use my performance enhancing, take it from wherever it is over to performance and click apply. Change them back to use advanced 3D image settings, and then inside here then it's pretty variant on what you use, but you just kind of want to follow through exactly what I've got inside here. So if you just want to pause the video and pretty much change everything inside there, then you can. So these are pretty other basics options as well. So we have background apps, which I don't believe I've done myself yet. So these are pretty much every single thing inside here that runs in the background. So you want to disable pretty much anything inside here that doesn't need to be on. So we're going to take off mail, maps, photos, don't even know why that's on, office, paint, notes, tips, weather, and then that's pretty much everything I want off anyway. That's pretty much as basic as that one gets. Now moving on, we're gonna do something that's a little bit more complicated for the people that haven't ever done it before, and that would be your Windows Update, and then click on view optional updates. Now having everything inside here updated is not so much important, but it's pretty much suggested. People probably haven't messed around with these before, but you should probably go ahead and do so. Right, so after all this anyway, the link in the description will take you to the all the mods folder inside my Google Drive. So if you just obviously right click on it and click download, it will zip them up. If you have WinRAR or 7-zip, obviously making sure that when you do get it, that you create a folder, drag it when it's zipped up, and then obviously extract it so you have the actual folder. Now the first thing we'll obviously go ahead and do is one of the easiest things. So you want to locate your Grand Theft Auto folder. Mine is here because I keep everything neatly done. Make your way into the x64 Audio SFX. Then inside here, what you want to do is go to the sound pack and drag the Revenant file in and click on replace. That's the first thing that you want to do, and then you should essentially have the audio pack that I use. Now the next thing, also another easy one, so I'm just going to use my backup, but I'll further explain what I've put inside here as optionals for you guys. So you want to find your FiveM folder, you want to go to FiveM application data and mods. Now inside here is pretty much everything I use, so I'm just going to drag everything over to the mods folder. Now extra mods inside here, you have enhanced motion blur, 4K thunder strikes, and hide weapon or damage. Now these are optional depending on if you want to use them. The enhanced motion blur is pretty much when you're moving, it blurs the image to make it a little bit more realistic. 4K thunder strikes makes lightning look way more detailed than ever. And then hide recycle and damage is pretty much hiding your reticles and damage. I think it's afflication, I think it's called, which is basically where your screen goes all red and everything when you're in a shootout, so it kind of makes things a little bit easier, I suppose. But anyway, once these natural vision mods are all in, we now want to install Reshade. So if you come over to Reshade and you go to Reshade install, you'll see this program inside here. Just go ahead and click on it, and then it will prompt you with click here to select a game for Reshade installation. So the easiest way to do this once again would be to know where your GTA is installed, make your way to it, and then you want the largest file, which is the GTA file, okay? And then what you do is you click yes, it'll prompt you, with the Windows install screen, just click yes. And then for inside here, you are going to want to install Ashtray by AFX and Reshade by Shaders by Deodan. So if you click the confirm button or the little tick box for Deodan and then Ashtray FX, and you'll go ahead and click OK, making sure all of these are ticked, and then click OK again, click OK again, click OK again, and there we go. Reshade is successfully set up. Alongside as well with the GTA folder as well, you will need to essentially put in your shaders. So if we go back to all the mods you need, go into Reshade and go to shaders, you'll see two inside here that I would recommend on using, as they are pretty much the best ones out at the moment that I have access to. So what you want to do is take them, throw them straight into the GTA directory. But what I'd suggest on doing though is doing one at a time, clicking continue, and then also doing the same thing for the other one as well. Now if you do have troubles with Reshade having permissions, what you need to do is essentially go to properties and enable well, you essentially need to overwrite full control, which I may actually have that issue myself now, so that's pretty good because I can show you guys what to do. But after that, then anything inside here, backup is just my personal, you guys won't see that. But that's pretty much everything installed so far now. So you want to go ahead and open up your FiveM. And here we go, unable to save current preset, making sure you have right permissions to D drive Grand Theft Auto v Reshade in it. So this is one thing that a lot of people encounter upon installing Reshade. So what you want to do for this is a few different things that you can do. So the first thing you can do is locate your GTA folder and go to properties, go to security, and then click on advanced. Administrate the DD Dipper, so that's myself, and then what you want to do is type in everyone, so essentially everyone has access, check names, there we go, and then click OK. Replace owner of this folder, click apply, and then what we can then do is go to full control, which would be the authorized user, which I believe is inside here, and then I believe user, DG Dipper, full control, allow. So essentially what that does is it gives you permissions for the folder itself, which is read and write privileges, delete privileges, editing privileges, and so onwards. It doesn't actually affect the GTA game, it's mainly just a Windows thing. And then as we can see now, it's all fixed. So Reshade anyway, you want to click your home key on your keyboard, and then you want to click on skip tutorial, just because there's not really much to know. Now inside here you're going to see Awesome Skills, Reshade in it, and then you're going to see Recons 2. I personally use Recon 2, but you can switch obviously between the two. So I'm just going to load this one up and go ahead and click select, and then it's just going to pretty much bring up this menu. You've got your time in HDR CPU usage, your frame rate that you have, so it's at 195 at the moment, your logs if you ever have any crashes, essentially for anything Reshade related. There's not really much here though, just stick to home. Everything is all automatically set, so you have fake high definition rendering. Now you can use some of these, but I'd suggest on staying away from them, because you know there's some pretty cool stuff inside here you can use to make videos and do a bunch of stuff on, but I would suggest on staying out of here if you have no idea what any of it is, as the file I did upload automatically sets all the best settings that I personally use. As you can see now, the screen looks a little bit different, so we're just going to go ahead, and what we will do is we will load in now, and we will just show you guys the difference on what everything looks like. And there we go, we are now loading in, so it shouldn't take too long now. Okay, so now we are in and it's daytime. So I wish I could have shown you guys the nighttime thing, but let me just pull out a car here. Let's pull out this. So essentially with this, it's mainly just a lot of lighting effects with this graphics pack itself, but there's not really ever much to it. It's mainly lighting, so as you can see the sun and everything, the detail on the car, that is the high reflections, by the way, as well, that is affected there. Someone pulling up on the side of us. Good, we can't hear him. Okay, well anyway, that is pretty much it. Oh, go away. So essentially, yeah, that's pretty much it. Now with the street lights, you'll notice everything's all light blue and covered up and everything. And there's a lot of other stuff as well, like the bright emergency lights, which you won't necessarily notice, obviously, until it's in a dark area. Which I think there's one place I may be able to go that actually has that effect. We'll just make our way to that now. Which I believe is down inside here. There we go. This'll do. So as you can see, it gives that kind of lighting effect.
Hello.
There you go. But yeah, you can see like it has that kind of reflection effect on everything. But yeah, that is pretty much everything that I've got to cover now. I hope you guys enjoy the sound pack and the shader pack and everything else. And for FPS, it doesn't really affect massively. It's mainly 5M related in terms of FPS. There's not really much to it. And I hope you guys obviously enjoy the sound pack and everything else. It has the UK sirens. Alongside with, if I just get out here, so if I get my pistol out by here, essentially what it has is gunshots. I believe there's turbo sounds and tire squeals as well, which are the other ones part of the mod pack itself. So if I go ahead and get another car out, which is this one. Probably just about hear that. It's a lot louder though when you're in yourself. But it's got the turbo and the blow off valve sounds, and then you've also got tire squeals, which just sounds a little bit more realistic. But that's pretty much everything there is. Obviously, I know a lot of you won't particularly want to use the graphics pack if you have issues. It doesn't massively affect obviously FPS. As FPS is pretty much limited anyway due to 5M. And that's going to be it for me, guys. Charlie the Christmas Tree, massive shout out by you for being part of the video, being here. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you do have any problems, just making sure that you DM me on Discord. I will link my Discord server below, so if you have any problems, make your way there or directly DM me. But that's it for now, guys. Catch you guys later.